you have a playoff spot and everything. Is there a different feeling in the locker room this time around compared to last season?
I think so, yeah. I think the expectation's obviously higher. You know, at this point last year, we hadn't won MLS Cup yet. It was still our first season with the new coach, so obviously we knew we had quality and wanted to do well in the playoffs, but now there's sort of an expectation based on what we did last year and also what we've accomplished this year. So I think there's definitely a feeling that, you know, there's, like I said, an expectation of just what we can accomplish, and you know, we know what we're capable of and just want to reach that level.
How difficult is it playing during a FIFA window? It's not just also having the players missing, but losing that week break that you usually have.
Yeah, I think it's a little difficult, but at the same time, that's just how our season's been this year. We've had games almost every weekend, and I think we're used to it, and we're not going to use anything as an excuse. So yeah, we just have to roll with the punches.
Margins and subjectivity aside, how much of an endorsement is it for you in the locker room to know that you're still ranked #1 in CONCACAF?
Yeah, it's definitely I guess you could say a confidence boost. I mean, although we wanted to do better against Miami, who is also a top side, yeah, it's definitely a confidence boost. I think that something we can use as motivation to keep going and solidify ourselves as #1 going into MLS Cup. So yeah, it's good for us overall.
We've asked this of former players of other teams that we're competing against before. We talked to Dwan Jones yesterday about what it means for him to be competing against an old team. Is there really any sharing, or is there any value in anything that a player like Dwan would bring, having been a part of that system for 5.5 years? Or is really everything you're learning in the video room with coach and then training for the week leading up to?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think obviously DeJuan brings a valuable insight because he's been with the organization for so long, like you said. But at the same time, this year they have a new coach, and we've played them already once before, so we can definitely take a lot from our last matchup with them, which was a couple months ago, I think. So it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think if they had the same coach for a long time and DeJuan was with them for that whole time, it would be like a lot more. But because it's a new coach, I think we can also take a lot from our last matchup with them.
Yeah, thank you.
Max, you're going up against a team that pretty much doesn't have anything to play for the rest of the year, so they might play a little more free. Can you just talk about going up against a team like that?
Yeah, there's two ways to look at it. Yeah, they don't have anything to play for, but we also want to head into the playoffs in good form and with confidence, and just with a couple wins under our belt. So that gives us a reason to play hard and a reason for us to want to go for the win. And regardless of where New England is or whoever the team is in the table or what they have to play for, we just have to take care of what we know we can and stick to the game plan.
And touched on a little bit about DeJuan being with the team, and you mentioned that they have a new head coach. I believe you came in right at the end of Porter's for last year here, was drafted with
Porto. I came in after, yeah.
So you've seen them before. How much does it change from the first time you guys seen them till now? Do you think they have changed to where it might give you a little bit of trouble?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've already played us once before is going to make it a little bit harder. Just that's normal. They've seen us before, so they're going to make adjustments. And yeah, I mean, he's been with the team basically a full year now, so I would assume that they've gotten more cohesive and basically just played how he wants them to play since it's been enough time. So I would just expect them to probably respond more to exactly what he wants now that it's been a full year. But I think in general it takes some time for a team to adjust to a new coach. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited for it.
And you guys are without Patrick, Cucho, and Mo. Can you just talk about when you guys have a rotated lineup? The cohesiveness, the continuity, just being able to still perform at that high level.
Yeah, obviously those guys are key guys for us, and they perform well. But when it comes to a rotated squad, you know, we train together every single day with the whole team. The teams are mixed up. Everyone is capable of stepping in at any given moment. I truly believe that. So I think, you know, it's just going to be different players, but the goal is going to be the same and the objective is going to be the same. I think the ideas will be the same. So whoever's playing, whoever steps up into the roles that those guys are gone are going to do a good job, and just going to have to deliver the way that we do in training every single day.
And last one, I asked you earlier this year, like around the midway point, but if you take a look back from the beginning of the year to now, what have you seen the most improvement on, and something that you might still need to work on?
Yeah, I think biggest improvement, I think just my chemistry with my teammates, you know, knowing where they want to be or what balls they want in the box, movements to make when certain players have the ball. I think I've gotten good at that. And then something to improve on, I think I can always improve on my defensive aspect of the game. Just positioning and making sure I'm in the right spots when the other team has the ball. But it's something I'm always working on, so yeah.
Thanks, Max.
Everybody good? All right, thanks.